Hey everybody, welcome back to Superman Crypto and another awesome update around the Xen ecosystem. Man, oh man, it's only getting bigger and bigger, isn't it? Very fast. So we're going to talk all about that. Amazing Xen, of course, Xlon, DXen, Phoenix, XenDoge. It's all coming, folks, and going to be a lot of fun. So let's get into it. We got here the current MXen, Xen on Polygon, getting ready, pumping already, because it's going to be the first launch for Phoenix, and of course it's already pumping. You can see the chart for itself, self-evidently up huge, and of course we had that big first spike on the news that it was going to be launching first, and of course now we've got the price rallying and supporting leading into. So following this green line we expected to see, and of course up at 2,550. Pretty awesome, eh? Too awesome, and you can see the volume's looking pretty good too. So let's have a look at the summary of MXen. We've got up 19% on 24 hours. We've got 1,012 buys, 57% of the trades are buys, 746 sells, so 71% of the trades are buys. The buy volume, 315,000, 54% of volume is buying, over $263,000 sell, so pretty dominant there. Liquidity up to 196,000, so still modest by other pools, but definitely you get that volatility, but you also get the big upside. So Phoenix is coming up pretty quickly on the 29th. We're currently on the 27th here, depending on where you are in the world. So that's coming up. So it's only a couple of days away, 2-3 days, and that will be launching. So keep a lookout. We're going to cover that a bit later on the actual project itself. Let's jump over to Xen on Ethereum, which is our main copy here. And of course, you can see Xen on Ethereum starting to make a move higher as well. Also benefiting from Xen on Polygon moving up, and of course Xen on ETH. The Phoenix on ETH is the second launch out of all the chains. So 10 chains, the second launch. So leading into that. Now you can see that we've got this orange line. That is the launch on Polygon for Phoenix. Just give us a cue. And as you see, I've got this blue line sort of waiting till we get time compression for a run-up. So we could have two run-ups here, maybe two run-ups like a double hill, double top, as we lead into Phoenix on Ethereum. Also, the success of Phoenix burning on Polygon is going to be Xen burning on the Phoenix on Polygon is going to be important too. So we're going to be watching all the stuff, trying to get an estimate of how the fundamentals are playing out. But chart's definitely looking good here, almost back at 7,000 on Ethereum, which is kind of neat. So keep watching out that, folks. We're going to be covering it every day, trying to build that view up. We're up 4% on 24 hours, 369 buys, so 54% of the trades are buys. 1.6 million on the buy side, so we're slightly ahead on the buying, and versus 1.5 million on the sell side. We're sitting at 2.3 million in liquidity. So you can see the big liquidity difference between Ethereum and between Polygon, 200,000 versus 2.3 million. But of course, with the small liquidity, you get bigger moves. Just take that into account, that volatility. Let's go to the BZN. BZN, it's also kind of consolidating here after having some pretty volatile days. It is at 1275. Now, this launches later on in May. Remember that. So I think it's the 21st, if I remember rightly. So that's a bit later in May. So, but that should get some sort of possibly get some sort of glitter on it from the Polygon, Phoenix launch on Polygon and Ethereum. We will see how that goes as people anticipate, particularly if they do well. There's big burns on Phoenix for the staking protocol. That would be pretty big too. Now let's move to DXen. DXen struggling here a little bit here, which gives an opportunity, right? When it struggles, these type of dApps typically gives you an opportunity to get in. And when people are focused on other things, then that's definitely a possibility too. So it's at $42.63 at the moment on the price. It's trying to find its bottoming out there. Let's have a look on the 24 hours. It is down 9.4%. We've got $780,000 liquidity with 71% of the buys, though, still in place. But unfortunately, there's some bigger whales in there with the volume, 401,000 over 310. So 57% volume there. So we're just waiting for this to ease off. But always opportunity when the markets decide to do a cycle bottom. And if you can pick that bottom, it can do well, particularly if the gas prices are low too. If you're going to get into DXen. Let's have a look at Xlon there. Xlon at the moment is at 4,000, also trying to find its bottom as well. Obviously, these two moving together in some ways. Sometimes they're opposite, sometimes they're together. At the moment, of course, Xlon is only minted into existence if you burn DXen, which helps keeps DXen, in tap as well. So that's important there. Now let's have a look at the price there, down 12.6% on 24 hours. Pretty low volume, right? 62 liquidity and the volume there, 20,000 buy, 23,000 sell, so 53% is selling, with 48 buys being the dominant. So you're getting more trades, but you're getting larger volume selling on both of these at the moment. So that's pretty interesting. Let's bring up let's bring up Xen Turbo. I normally have these up and running, but I forgot to pull them up. So we'll do that now while we're live. Let's do that. So we're sitting at 8.87 trillion. Definitely gone up a lot, right? So we did have that big, what was it, 71 billion coming out, I think was the actual number. Wasn't sure if it was 60 or 70, but I think it was 71. So we got a lower week during the weekdays with mints, but we've got to have that consistent burning. Now staking is sitting pretty similar numbers there, 1.549 trillion. That is the play there, but the supply has definitely gone up. We're going to need that supply because the people are going to want to burn through these protocols like Fenix and XenDoge. They're going to need that, aren't they, for sure. The cost, of course, let's go down here to supply. So we did come in yesterday with 3 days of growth in the supply. So yesterday we came in on the 25th, we came in 51 billion Xen came out of staking. So that comes into circulating supply. So that's a downward price pressure element. But the burning of Xen was still very strong, 70 billion or close to 71 billion. So that's good. You know, it's pretty much 50 is a good mark. It just depends on how the numbers are weighing up. We get 100 billion Xen burning a day. That's very strong for the support for the price generally. So it's kind of cool. But we had a 45 billion Xen net yesterday. So 3 days of increasing supply, around about 40 billion a day. So that tends to put downward pressure on the price rather than upward pressure. We'll be looking at the next couple of days in particular. And we can see that in the total supply. So we were sitting just above 57%, I think it was, maybe 56 something. Now we're sitting at 57.35% liquidity. So just a bit more liquidity around, but never fear. We got Fenix coming and we got XenDoge as well. So never fear, it is coming up soon. All right, so let's look into the next couple of days. So next couple of days, we've got, we just had, I believe, about a 50 billion day come out. We're sitting looking like we've got 85 coming out at the moment. So the day that just came out is much lower. I think it was around 50 billion. And of course, we've got the day coming ahead of us on Friday there at 85 billion. Leading into the weekend, we've got 119 and 142. So we're going to have some decent burns coming into here. And awesome staking, decent staking as well. And then we lead into next week, which is when we're going to get the launch coming up later. So we've got Polygon first, so we won't have the Ethereum launch for a little while. Ethereum launch is on the 13th, which is this day here, the day just before we get these two big candles out. So it's perfect timing, right? So we'll look forward to that on Ethereum, and we'll see what happens here with these. Now, it just depends. Are they going to hold? Are they going to sell? Are they going to burn for one of the protocols? Obviously, or Phoenix. We will see what these guys do in these big candles. Because normally if you're doing 50 to 100 billion a day burning, that's cool. But when you've got 333 billion, and then a couple of days later, you've got 324 billion, that's a lot to absorb. But we do have the protocols that people can choose to do. So we will keep monitoring that pretty closely. So that is kind of the play there. So we do have a bit more liquid supply, but we're going to need more liquid supply to go burn through these protocols, Phoenix and XenDoge in particular. Stay tuned for that. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at DBZ Xen.pop, and let's have a look at that. We have a look at how DBZ's going. Normally I have these up and running, but I forgot to put them up. Let's jump all the way down to DBZ ETH, and they keep changing the picture, which is kind of cool. Let's see what we got yesterday. How did we do with DBZ? So slightly lower. We got the day before we had 51 billion. We got 48 billion. So it seems like we've kind of got some floor in here. We got 49, 45. So you could say 45 to 50 billion. It looks like a floor here. Typically, it's especially if you can get lower gwei, it's a good time to go into these protocols when they're doing this sort of. They've had a rise and a rise and a fall. Typically, you can get good access because there's a good chance that they'll go up for another high. Right, it gets down to the low, and it's still relatively early in DBZ. Obviously, now we've got Phoenix and XenDoge taking a bit of a traction, but obviously the big ETH payments and DXN rewards are big in here. And I know that Jack's made some comments on that. That's definitely the case there. Pretty cool. There's some other cool stuff in here as well. Staked keeps going up, so stakes of DXN keep going up there. And daily reward claiming is on the lower side. So if this gets up to the high side, you might get some big, even more selling pressure on DXN. It seems to have got a bit lower on the DXN claiming. So that suggests that maybe we'll find a bottom in that DXN price that's we were looking at before. Maybe we'll find a price here, definitely worth looking at. All right, let us go to the current cycle. So the current cycle at the moment is running. Let me just get to that. So current cycle, we've got 2.3 billion burned so far. We've got almost 13 hours to go. Let's have a look at the current cycle leaders. Let's have a look here. 1 billion is the leaderboard there. So they've sacked, what was that, 14, 15,000, 15,500 for this 1 billion. They got 32 Gwei. The lower the Gwei, the better, right? Lower the Gwei, the better. But of course, Gwei has only been really as low as about 28 Gwei these days. So definitely that congestion on Ethereum's a big deal. They've added some new details here with the ETH reward column. So it shows you what reward you get back there this cycle. So people are getting quite a bit of their reward back. It's kind of good information, and the ETH value as well at the time. So obviously with the DXN reward being 175,000, there's going to be some arbitrage into this. People are going to come in for this later on, but definitely 30 Gweis on the lower end these days, it seems, for the Gwei entry. All right, so kind of cool. You get some more of those divs, right? Those divs that are piling up. You can get a good day in the DXN. That could work out well for you. All right, let's jump over to Jack Levin on the news. He's got XenDoge is on X1 DevNet. I talked about this yesterday. It has everything, burns lots of Xen at 1,000 to 1 ratio, cap supply 50 billion. That's pretty cool. Early adopter amplifiers, 1,500% now. Real Dodge with the real story. Optional donations towards animal welfare fund. Try it on X1 DevNet, which is a test net. You can do that. That's at XenDoge.network. We're going to look at that too. But the key thing about this is that it's going to potentially have a massive burn in the tokenomics. It looks like they've been done right? You've got an amplifier bonus, you've got a cap supply, and you've got that early bonus to help try and get that maximum burn to get those tokens. So it's going to be pretty fun to see that play out. Now, if you haven't checked out XenFlex TV, check it out. It's got all the influencers on there. XenFlex.tv. Definitely check it out. If you want to catch up on the videos on Xen, then you can check that channel. Big shout out to XenFlex TV. Now, Xen, 9 hours ago, Jack says Xen ecosystem on layer 2 chains. Good idea or no? Obviously on 10 chains so far, Optimism, Arbitrum, or both. So I think they're probably going to go to all chains, right? Because that's what you indicated. So we will see. You can see that Arbitrum is definitely popular, 38. And we've had 4,800 votes so far. So pretty cool. So nice. 9 hours ago, there were only 5 million DXN tokens. So just reiterating the fact that these auctions here, if you can pick the down days, it can actually be quite good for you. Still relatively early, as I say. Obviously not financial advice, but definitely pretty cool. 95% tokens are gone in 4 years. Most tokens, limited token in Xen ecosystem, which is true. So it's kind of cool. 20,000 views on that. Let's jump over to Trayvon's been talking about XenDoge as well, following my video yesterday. And what else we got there? 5 hours ago, check out this. Xen tokens accounts for 11% of Ethereum gas consumption. The Xen token accounts for 11% of Ethereum gas consumption. Universal cryptocurrency surges to 70 million market cap. So that's kind of a little article there. I like the fact that it says universal cryptocurrency because it's all across all these chains, right? That's the whole theme. And now it looks like it's going to layer 2 chains as well. Pretty cool. Now here's XenDoge himself, which is pretty cool. Let me jump back to that. So XenDoge there, first days. Nice on that one. Pretty cool. All right. I think that's pretty neat there. We're going to leave that at that. Let's go check out Joe Blau. So Joe Blau here, obviously Fenix founder and creator and former Uber designer from the looks of it. Everyone from layer 1 that Xen is running it on is asking me about Xen at the Consensus 2023 conference. So Consensus 2023 is on. Just everybody's there. Networking and shilling their project. But everyone's asking about Xen because it's just made such a big impact on the burning on Ethereum. Zen Su says, tell them that we're only just started. They aren't ready, says Joe Blau. So pretty cool on that. So fantastic stuff, right? It is just a matter of time, says Joseph from the data, Zen.pub. Not Zen.pub, but the other data places. So nice on that one. So very cool. That's from Joe Blau. Now, 6 hours ago, Xen is starting to get notoriety on all the layer 1s. It's deployed on Ethereum. Users are taking notice. Here is the Defiant, which has over 100,000 followers. And they said, frustrated with the high gas fees on Ethereum lately, Xen accounts for 11% of all gas consumed on Ethereum over the past 24 hours. Only Uniswap's router contract is using more gas, and what's been driving Xen's momentum. So cool. As I say, the gas burn does play that secondary benefit. So to getting people, talking about Xen. Time for layer 2, says Crypto Profeta. One of the influencers in the space. So very cool. Bullish on that. Now, obviously, Fenix is going to be launching on the 29th of April on Polygon. So big news there. I do have here on the testnet for Fenix, I have my stake that I did the other day on the tutorial video. We can defer this or end it. So if we click defer, it's going to have the time period there. We can defer the stake, or you can claim it later on, basically. Or we can go and end the stake. So if we want to end the stake, obviously I haven't done that yet, so we're going to have to go to active. We can click end. It's 100% finished, right? So what did I get there? I put 5 Fenix in there. I had 11 shares. I got no penalties because I'm going to claim it within time. And of course, payout 4.28, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to end that and go for gold. So that's pretty neat. So this is on PulseChain testnet v4. So I'm going to play that. That's going to end it. So that's a pretty good return in a small period of time. I'm pretty happy about that. I can restake it, right? So I can definitely do that. I might do that. So cool. Let's wait till that processes. This is processing. There we are. It's done. Your stake has successfully ended and rewards collected. So this is launching on Polygon in 2 or 3 days on the 29th. So definitely keep attuned to that. And here we are on testnet. So follow Joe Blau on Twitter. And get involved with that, which is pretty neat. So we can go back to stake, right? We can go start a stake because now we've got that Fenix theoretically. So kind of cool. So number of Fenix to stake, we've got that. Let me actually go back to the stake here. Active stakes. So that's finished. In stakes. Yeah, we in staked that. So it's kind of cool. Principal payout. Let me go back to start the stake. So there we are. We could just start the stake again. Nice on that. We're just going to leave that though. Kind of cool. All right. Let's have a look at the reward pool. What's the reward pool there? We've got 1.1 million Fenix in there so far. All right. That's cool. So that's testing away. Let's go to Xenlon. Obviously, Xenlon, the meme coin. We talked about the price there earlier. Just trying to find support there. It's at 4,082, right at the bottom of the range here. Let's go to the Xenlon Twitter. We can see that obviously, we're going to Xenlon there. We got a couple of things here. Have we? No, nothing. No real updates there on Xenlon Mars, but you can go to the website and check that out as well. Now remember, 100 million Xlon tokens are burned for every DBZ token burned. You receive 100 million Xlon tokens. So that gives you an idea of that. And they have a leaderboard on here too, I believe. I think it's up to date. Maybe it's not up to date. But that is definitely there. But of course, a lot of the excitement getting around for XenDoge. It is causing a lot of fuss here, excitement on the GitLab, designed pretty well. And of course, we went through that briefly yesterday. Jack Levin posting the XenDoge dog. We've got quite a few influencers in the space really liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the XenDoge token. Another Xen burner. Let's drive into the logistics. We've obviously got Crypto Audio King. Also, Xen will moon thanks to XenDoge, burning 15 trillion Xen. So it's pretty bullish. We've got Trayvon James. All Xen will be burned by XenDoge. So it's kind of bullish there. So lots of influencers pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about it too. So very cool. XenDoge is officially live on X1 DevNet. Dive into a light paper to explore its potential and don't miss out on trying this fun. Your valuable feedback is helpful. So I may go through the whole white paper on this channel. Look out for video for that. But in the meantime, you can go to the website and check it out yourself. XenDoge.network. Fair capped supply, immutable, no OA and no pre-mint. For each 1,000 Xen burn, you receive 1 XenDoge plus a bonus. That bonus is pretty cool too. Current bonus 1,500%. Obviously, as more is burned, that goes down. So total Xen burned there as well. Minted as well. So people looks pretty good there at 1%. So nice. Let's jump over to the white paper here as well. Remember, it's on testing at the moment. So this is a light paper, and you can see the early adopter bonus is going to be particularly useful. Minted supply 0 to 15% of mint supply at 1500% bonus, 15 to 20, 15 to 25% at 1000. It goes down obviously as more is minted, right down to 100%. So inspired by Bitcoin's halving event, which reduces the block reward for miners by 50% every 4 years, XenDoge has implemented an early adopter bonus designed to incentivize adoption and create excitement around the project. The bonus system is based on the percentage of total supply mined at the time of burning Xen tokens. As the percentage of supply minted increases, the bonus is reduced by a third, further encouraging early participation. So you want to get in early, right? So it's basically the idea there. You get those big rewards. XenDoge not only rewards users who participate early, but also fosters a sense of anticipation and excitement as the bonus rate decreases and should increase the value of XenDoge over time. It's kind of cool there. Now, obviously, there's a cool idea wanting where the 15 trillion gets burned. To calculate the total amount of Xen burned when the maximum supply of 50 billion XenDoge is reached, we need to adjust the bonus system for the new max supply. So they've got all the adjustments there. And then it goes down to the very bottom where you can see the total approximate Xen burned is close to 16 trillion Xen. So that's where all the math is if you're wondering where those numbers are coming from. That is it there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream and got plenty of good insights into the ecosystem. We've got Fenix coming up 29th of April on Polygon, 13th of May on Ethereum. We've got XenDoge on testnet, and it looks like it's got some great tokenomics. Definitely one to check out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Put your comments in the chat. Always respond to those, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's finish up with where Xen on ETH is at the moment. 6,860 Polygon there. Look at that, climbing it as we speak. 2,600 with 6 zeros in front of it, looking pretty good. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.